It's interesting how two different truths about yourself can exist at the same time. Like I just said, I'm not exactly the same person that I was even just a couple years ago, yet at the same time, the other truth holds that at least somewhere on the inside, I have always been this person. The person that everyone gets to see now has always existed. It was just a matter of letting this version of me be expressed. Welcome to the Energy Within podcast, helping you to embrace your weird, beat imposter syndrome, and take action on your soul's purpose. My name is Carrie Jokala. I am your host. I am a Reiki master teacher, a fitness instructor, a wife, a mom to 2 little boys, and this is episode 193. And today, I wanted to talk about this idea of embodying your higher self. And I have to admit, I'm starting to get a little, not annoyed, that's too strong of a word, but let's just say annoyed with the word embody and embodiment. But unfortunately, I can't think of a better word to use to describe embodying your higher self. So I just feel like it's something that everyone is talking about in that sense. Like everyone's using that word, embody this and embody that. And I get it. And it makes sense. It's the most logical word to use. I just feel like it's getting overused. And I hate using words that are overused or becoming cliche. But here we are. So we're going to talk about embodying your higher self, the next version of yourself, however you want to describe it. Now, I do want to point out right away that I already know that anything I say in this episode is as much a message to myself as it is to you listening. So I am not speaking on this as someone who is a master at all of this. It's something that I'm still working on, but I feel like I'm starting to understand a little bit more, which is the reason why I feel it's time to talk about it, especially in light of my new challenge starting on June 12th, which is coming up pretty quick, The Fire Within. So in that challenge, if you're not already signed up, you should be, and make sure that you invite your friends, make sure you share the I'm in graphic and share it to your stories and tag me. If you're tagging me on Instagram, it's the I am Carrie Jokala account. We've got a good group of ladies already signed up for this, so I would love to see this explode. I don't know if I can get it to 100 people, but how freaking awesome would that be? So if you feel at all called, please make sure you go sign up at carriejokala.com/fire and make sure that you let your friends know, invite them, invite anyone who you think or know needs this kick in the butt, this lighting of the fire that is burning within, that tells you that you are made for something more. But you have had self-doubt, you've had imposter syndrome, you've had all these other things blocking you, holding you back. Maybe you've been able to start something, but maybe you keep getting stuck. Maybe you get so far and then you doubt yourself again, like, whoa, I don't know if I can handle this next level. So let's talk about handling the next level. I feel like I've gone through a lot of up levels in my life, but especially a good handful of them in the last few years. And I've started to be able to notice more when I'm going through it in the moment, but in some cases it's been a looking back and realizing how different of a person I am today compared to who I used to be, which is interesting because if you saw one of my recent Instagram posts, if you haven't, I recommend going to find this one. It's not very far back, but it's interesting how two different truths about yourself can exist at the same time. So I feel like I just said, I'm not exactly the same person that I was even just a couple years ago, but also definitely compared to when I was growing up, when I was in high school, when I was in college, when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s, because now I'm 40, to the point where I'm positive that people from school, most of whom I have not kept in contact with, if we were to randomly encounter each other again, they might recognize me physically, but they wouldn't recognize who I am as a person. Because I can still be quiet sometimes. But overall, I'm not the quiet person who won't speak up, who won't form or share an opinion, who won't say anything at all, ever, who doesn't know how to try to make small talk, so she doesn't even attempt it. And while this can sometimes still show up, but I'm learning to recognize it and then kick it to the curb, feeling like other adults are more adult than me. Because, like, I've mentioned this before, how I feel like I'm still waiting for my "you're an official adult" certificate. So somehow, in some ways, I allow myself to feel less than, less qualified than, less smart than, less capable. More like I need an adultier adult, even though I know I'm a very smart and capable person. And it's not, I don't believe that always shows, but it's just an internal feeling, and that's the best way I can describe it. It's not that I feel quite like a child, but, it's hard to explain. But maybe you get it. Maybe you feel that sometimes too. But nonetheless, I'm not the same person that I used to be. Yet at the same time, the other truth holds that at least somewhere on the inside, I have always been this person. The person that everyone gets to see now has always existed. It was just a matter of letting this version of me be expressed. Feeling safe, feeling confident enough to embody this version of me. So it's taken a lot of work, mindset work, and energy work to get to this point. But here's the kind of, I guess, trippy thing that I really wanted to focus on is, well, first, do you remember, maybe some of you don't, but way back when there used to be infomercials on TV where you could only call because the internet was not a thing, so you had to call and place your order, and then they would always say on the commercial to please allow like 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. And in some cases, I swear, maybe I'm making this up, but I swear there were some times when it could be like allow 3 to 4 months for delivery or something obnoxious like that. Well, I had this thought pop into my head the other day that I feel like that's how the majority of us view this up-leveling, this shift into the new versions of us. Like, we need to do so much work on ourselves and so much healing, and it's not going to happen right away, and we got to wait for it, and we got to do the work. Here we go with two truths at the same time. Well, that's true. I think we do need to constantly be working on ourselves, not necessarily in a healing capacity, but just always trying to grow and become better, expand our understanding of ourselves and how we interact with the world, what our purpose is, how to bring our purpose into the world. While I know this always doesn't seem realistic, I still believe in the possibility that changes like this can be instantaneous. It comes down to intent and how strong your belief is. I believe that if you truly 100% full body believe that you can make this switch right away, that it can happen, you can bring it to life right away. We have just been so programmed through our lives to believe that everything has to take a long time to show up. I mean, I think of some workplaces that I used to work at, and there'd be like, okay, we're going to implement this, and this is going to happen next, and these changes are coming. And then 2 months later, nothing's changed. A great example was when we still had green screen computers. And I didn't start working this was at the car dealership. I didn't start working there until 2006. The cashier office still had green screen computers. And even the company that did the software, whatever it was, the program that's the accounting software that we used, when their IT guys would come in to fix things, even their own people were like, oh my God, I haven't seen this in I don't even know how long. Oh yeah, we're going to get new computers. Come to find out, this is only a rumor. I never saw them, but I was told that for about a full year, the car dealership had the new computers purchased and ready, waiting to go for a year before they were actually set up. So what if we stopped looking at the embodiment of our next level self as something that has to take 7 to 14 business days or 6 to 8 weeks for delivery? Why can't it be right now? Now, even if I think there's not a full body yes, a full body belief, if there's enough, I still believe we can make a huge step into that shift to make it easier to complete the full up level, make it go faster. And I know I talked about the law of assumption briefly before, and I'm still no expert at it. I'm still not a master at it. But the times that I have remembered to use it and to, sorry to keep using the word, but embody that version of myself who fully believes that I can make the things happen that I want to have happen in my own life, I feel so confident. And I don't really want to say like a different person because it's still me, but it's the difference between feeling the fully confident me versus the one who still has some self-doubt and a little bit of imposter syndrome. And I feel like, and I know I've also heard other people who are much further along on their business and entrepreneurial journey than I am, saying that this kind of thing never goes away. No matter how much success you have, the next thing you do, there's always a possibility of that self-doubt showing up again, especially if you're trying to go bigger than you've gone before. And when you're in the beginning, you're starting out, it's all filled with self-doubt. It's all scary. But what if you took a moment to shift into that new version of you and just feel for a moment what it would feel like to be that person? What it would feel like to have that level of confidence. And I speak from experience that it feels really good to feel that level of confidence. And then you have to believe that you can maintain it and take it with you throughout your day and throughout the next day and on and on. So this is exactly the kind of thing that we are talking about and dealing with and moving through in the Fire Within Challenge. So please make sure you go sign up for this because this is exactly what we're tackling. We're starting off on day 1 with a meditation that is really going to help you do just that. Just what I suggested doing, sitting and embodying the next level version of yourself, but there's something else that's coming along with that. And I'm really excited for it because I feel like it has the potential to be really powerful. So I'm excited to do this for myself as well. But we're also going to talk about and do some Reiki energy work around opening up your creativity again, allowing that to feel safe to flow, because this is all in connection with each other, because you're trusting your intuition. So sparking your creativity and learning to trust your intuition again are not two separate things. You are meant to be a creative. You are a creative. You are here to create. You are specifically here to create and experience who you really are as a piece of God, which means that whatever you feel called to do, you can do. You have the ability already to do it. You don't need 8,000 certifications. And trust me, I have been in that space thinking if I just get the next certification, this next one is going to be the one. You don't need that unless you want to be a surgeon. You are already qualified, but we're letting self-doubt get in the way. So we're going to get rid of that. You're going to learn why it's important, and you're going to start feeling more confident to trust the intuitive nudges that are pushing you forward to create what you're here to create, to do what you're here to do. Because when you're trusting your intuition, that's when your creativity can flow. Because you're not questioning what's coming through. And you feel safe and confident enough to take action. Everything that I talk about in the tagline, in the opening of every podcast. So let's do this together. This is over 3 days, June 12th, 13th, and 15th. And I should probably decide on what the prizes are going to be fully. And I'll make sure to announce them soon because there are going to be prizes. So if you're showing up live or you're watching the replay and letting me know that you're watching the replay, you will be entered and qualified to win the giveaway prizes. So have you signed up yet? Go sign up. Share your I'm in graphic. Tag me. Invite your friends. Tell everybody. And let's awaken everybody, spark the fire within so that everybody can show up as their full selves and do the things that they are here to do. You included. You especially. Does anyone else have the Lamb Chops theme song going through their head now? Yeah, and especially you. I love Lamb Chop. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a puppet show from when I was a kid. Okay, go look it up. All right, that's where I'm going to leave it. I really, really hope to see you inside the Fire Within Challenge. The link is in the show notes as well. Go sign up, and I will see you there. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.